people struggle with the summary the most, so if you can do your summary and complete that part, it's going to put you ahead of the other people who probably didn't finish this, probably didn't do enough of it, etc. Just from knowing what past students did, there was a guy who only did section B, a piece of section C, and like 2 sentences of the story, and he got a 3. So passing could be easier than you think based on, stuff. But I would just say do whatever order you think is going to give you the best chance of completing everything. When I did this, I did A, B, D, C, if you want to know it like that. So yeah. Every year a summary comes, yes. Every year you have 4 sections that cover the same type of writing. Yeah, I wouldn't advise being like slack about it, but you probably be okay, honestly. So I did bring for this section, did I bring it? Somebody else who had passed, she had a 1 as well, and she has a vocabulary like that. So I did get her permission to show it on stream. Okay, so there we go. This was a summary that she wrote. I will put this document in the thing so you can see how it was. But again, this is the type of vocabulary level that she's at. Y'all can see this, right? Yeah, yes, right. For her summary and so on, and that's what's going on there. But she had also written a story down here, which may have been incomplete, and it wasn't too bad, but I just want you to get a taste of the type of vocabulary that's going on here. It's nothing too much. Out of this, she chose to do the picture. She's the first person I've ever seen write based on the picture. There's $100 US in sand. So she decided to make it this hot summer day, which is a perfect time to let the waters embrace me and bathe in the sun while watching little children get their sandcastles washed away by the swift waves. Right? So I'm gonna let y'all read that and get an idea of how it was, but your vocabulary doesn't have to be too up there. You don't have to craft such an exciting story for it to work out. You just need to be at that level where people can understand what you're writing and it kind of makes sense, right? So don't stress it that much. For the people watching right now, I haven't told this story in a little while. I had a guy last show, maybe the year before. All he did on his paper too was section B, which was a letter or something, 2 paragraphs from section D, and 2 actual literal sentences on his story, and he passed with a 3. Okay? So imagine if he had written 2 sentences of the summary or so. For all we know, he might have gotten a 2 or something like that. I don't know. We'll never know how far he came from getting a 4, but it's important to remember that a lot of the time, this might be easier than you're thinking, right? So keep your head on, and I think it's gonna work out okay, right? Let me just pop this into the folder. So, yeah. His writing skills were probably good. I would think so. He didn't seem, no offense to the guy, no offense, but he didn't seem to be unusually exceptional. And so that is why I have included the writing of, did I close it? I think I did. Let me see if I can reopen it. 2 other students who got 1s in the past, you would notice that they were not superheroes or anything like that. They were very much ordinary people, but what they did do was that they were good at giving CXC exactly what they asked for. This is Shamika's summary that she wrote. It's called the Shamika Summary. Past student, she got a 1 or distinction, I believe, and she had sent this summary in some days before to have me review it. And outside of a couple of run-on sentences, this was what she did. And so her skill level at the time would have allowed her to do something very similar. I had rewritten what she wrote here with a few little things to say, like she could have included some more vocabulary here had she wanted to. and she had a run-on sentence here that I split, and there was room to use transitional phrases like this. She'd use the word comparingly, which is not a real word, I'm pretty sure. If you want to say what she means by comparingly, you can say by contrast. And then there's room to use these connecting words like that. You don't have to use a connecting word between every single one of these points that you put in, or every sentence, so to speak. But it doesn't hurt if it helps the flow, if you understand that. So this sounds good because of how it's going like that, right? Okay, so let's see. All right, Shola having normal exam night nerves. Everybody does this, and I'll be real with you. Everybody who has ever watched this channel before, who I've ever followed up with after, has passed, except one guy one time who only found the channel night before, and he was doing 8 other subjects as well, so it was a lot in terms of that. But this is not that hard, and if you guys are even sort of comprehending what I'm saying, then you've got it, you know? So that's pretty good. Okay, what about statistical reports? Okay, so what we covered earlier was that there's no